Warm greetings from the high 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans, and thank you so much for joining me. Hope you all have a safe weekend. I'm going to try to keep this live very brief. It's a lot of information to bring to you. I'm going to try to keep it brief as possible. A lot of shenanigans still going on pertaining to this case. Um, where do I start? Well, I've got information pertaining to the Kingsport Police Department. This information has only come into fold because of somebody wanting to immerse herself into the case, which is an Allison, who is Boy H's mother. And I've gotten all type of rumor rhetoric pertaining to this case about this. Hello, Damodar. This lady. I don't know if she's in cahoots with this Kingsport Police Department, but I've heard they've come out to her house numerous times for domesticated issues, such as with Candace Wells and her husband. Police, law enforcement's been out to their house for certain situations. This apartment complex was called Model City, I guess, but its rightful name is Stonecrest. It's in Kingsport. Got a lot of information pertaining to this place. Allegedly, this sergeant goes by the name of Bobby Lawson had an office there or something. I don't know what his role is there. If he's hello everybody in the chat. I don't know if his role was security or business. I can't say that it'd be business because it is an apartment complex. It is a legitimate complex. I've Googled, I've searched, I've done all my research before coming on live. The only thing I can think of is that he, as perhaps he's thrown his weight around at this said place, and perhaps he and Boy H's mother have some type of personal friendship. I don't know. She obviously, I believe, lives at this said complex. It doesn't have the best reviews in the past year to 4 years. A lot of ugly things have been said about this complex. I'm going to skim over some of the Google reviews pertaining to this place. 11 months ago, JC says, absolutely disgusting. So much better when Pierre was the manager. Now the manager has people who live here come to your house and leave the calendar and any papers that they need to send to you at your door. She never has the maintenance to go fix things. Good luck getting anything fixed if it's broken. Because no matter how many times you call, make a work order, they won't fix it. The new manager will have drug addicts doing jobs for her. A maintenance man even told me she pays the people who hand out the papers for her with the gift cards she's supposed to give to people who refer other people to live there. That was 11 months ago. Then naturally the owner responds to that. We are extremely concerned about your experience. Will you please send us an email so that we can contact you privately to follow up and address this issue? You can email us at customerrelations@lhp.net. We work very hard to provide great communities and quality apartments for our residents, customers. Complaints are taken very seriously. Our employees are also very important to us for privacy and security reasons. We do not use their names on social media channels. Posts with names may be flagged for removal for that reason. Thank you. In the end, most of these posts are negative, and that's the response you get from the owner. Is thank you for replying, blah, 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 blah. Now, 4 months ago, we get somebody by the name of DS. He says it's clean and very well maintained. And naturally, they respond, thanks, David, for the nice review. Okay. Then a year ago, somebody says it's got great curb appeal, shopping, blah, blah, blah. Affordable for low incomes. That was a year ago. Now it says a month ago, they're actually cleaned this place up. 9 months ago, new name, new roof, new on the inside, but still Westview's ghetto. Okay. So basically a year or so ago, there were a lot of negative things said. So I'm trying to find anything that's recent pertaining to this place. And they kind of got to mix in the reviews. 2 years, 3 years. A year ago, somebody said it's very nice and clean. The remodel is coming along in the office. It's a great personality, blah, blah, blah. Well, what I want to know is, why would the Bobby Lawson, the sergeant for the Kingsport Police Department, be involved in having any business with this place unless he was doing off-duty security? And allegedly, Boy H, I don't know if he lives here in this apartment complex. His mom lives here. That's the said information I got. Numerous calls out to her home. So perhaps Boy H isn't in the best place he needs to be. And of course, you all know who Boy H is. He is the young boy child in the said video pertaining to TikTok and the last day Summer Wells was last seen. I've done a lot of Googling, and I'm going to break it down to you for a motive. Before I get into that, let's just say Bobby Lawson, there are a lot of ugly things being said about you, your involvement with these people in Kingsport. You're not the greatest police department to call if you have a problem. It's also been said to me, a source, that if you have a domesticated problem, you're a woman, you don't take it seriously. The women are being threatened to have their kids removed because perhaps the guy who's doing the offending knows you, or officers on the police department. Yeah, I'm going to put you on blast because somebody wanted me to let the public know. So the ladies don't feel safe if they make a call, or a lady perhaps, because they fear for their safety. And you all won't do anything about it because you all know these guys. Is that true? Bobby Lawson, Sergeant, Police Department? Just saying. Is there a connection with this police department in this case? Just asking. Anybody have any complaints with Kingsport Police Department that you feel like you're not getting your rights, your civil liberties violated? Drop a message on my community post and let the Queen know what the hell's going on up there in Kingsport. My information is that people who are involved in trying to get information pertaining to this child, they have not been well received in Kingsport, Tennessee, which is funny because that's a whole different jurisdiction than Rogersville. Stay woke. Do we have some underhanded stuff going on with Kingsport? I don't even know why Kingsport has a dog in the race, because the child went missing in Rogersville. That's the first part of my video. What's going on with the Kingsport Police Department? Are we still talking about a good old boy system? People, favoritism, cases, crime, because Boy H's mother has immersed herself in the case by blabbering on social media. So now she's part of the story when the story's not about her. The story's not even about Boy H, it's about Summer Wells. Summer Wells still missing. Motive. Few people on the YT have uploaded content pertaining to possible motive of Miss Candace Bly not, well, how can I word this? Possibly offed her child to get insurance money. It's come to my attention from a source that an insurance policy was taken out 2 months before Summer went missing. The explanation for why they only wanted insurance on the Wells, only wanted insurance on the 5-year-old girl child, Summer Wells, is because, one, she was a girl, more concerned about her than the other children, and they couldn't afford to put insurance on the other said kids, which makes no sense. Why would you choose that kid? Why would you choose only Summer, allegedly, to put life insurance on? And then just so happened 2 months later, she's missing. That is suspicious, very suspicious. And most people would think it's suspicious. It's odd, it's peculiar. Then there's an issue of her grandfather only willing Summer property, no money. So did you get rid of the child to get that money? You don't have a good relationship with the said father who's now deceased. I'm trying to get confirmation on when the father passed away, the grandfather. But it's looking like Summer was the one to receive said property owned by the grandfather. And also somebody was in my inbox saying that she and her husband, Mr. Wells, didn't attend the funeral. I don't know. Don't have verification. But obviously something's not right. And I believe the missing aunt had dibs to get the property and or in the will as well, but she's missing. So now we're talking about two missing people standing to gain something from the grandfather who is now deceased. A lot of hanky-panky, craziness, nonsense. When we go back to the day that the child went missing, we're going to have an understanding of a timeline. My sources tell me we're looking at between the hours of 2:45 p.m. to 6:30. 6:30 is when Mr. Wells made the initial call that the child was missing. We've gotten 3 lies pertaining to the disappearance of the child. Lie 1, she walked in the house, went downstairs. Lie 2, no, lie 1 was, she took a walk. Lie 2, the child was inside after planting flowers. Lie 3 now is I left the child with the boys. So from my sources, we're looking at between the hours of 2:45 and 6:30 when the initial call went into dispatch. Let the Queen break it down to you. You, Candace Wells, didn't know that the Queen will do her homework. And we have not been formally introduced, but you know who I am now because I'm going to put it down and I'm going to put it way down so people can understand the demographics of East Tennessee. Because one thing you haven't heard on the YT that I've heard of is how far everything is to everything else. But I did my homework before getting on. And it goes something like this. Which Walgreens did you go to, honey? Because there's several in the area. There's only one Walgreens in Rogersville, Tennessee, 4325 Highway 66. You didn't think Queen would do her homework, did you, sweetheart? Well, let's break it down. Walgreens operates from the hours of 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. From Morristown to Rogersville is 34 minutes. So that means there's a Walgreens in Morristown. So that means you would drive, what, 34 minutes to Morristown? The next Walgreens is in Kingsport, Allendale. And for Rogersville, that's 28 minutes. So now we're talking about two Walgreens, one at 28 minutes to Allendale, Kingsport. The other one is in Morristown, which is 34 minutes. Stay woke. Stay woke. You said that the park at Warriors Path State Park is near the Walgreens. Well, Queen did her homework on that too. Those said apartments where Boy H would live is Stonecrest allegedly. That's 19 minutes from Warriors Path. 15 to 19 minutes. So not too far. Apartments to Warriors Path. Allendale Kingsport Pharmacy, Walgreens, is 12 minutes from Warriors Path. Okay. The next Walgreens is Colonial Heights, Tennessee, and it's 5 minutes. So which one did you go to? There's 4 in the area. So did you go to Colonial Heights, which is 5 minutes, which will be right up the road from the park? Or did you go to Allendale Kingsport, which is 12 minutes away? Then we go from Morristown Pharmacy to Warriors Path by drive is 55 minutes. Rogersville to Kingsport is 36 minutes. So let's say you're driving to take Boy H home or pick him up. You got to drive 36 minutes to Kingsport just to visit Kingsport where Boy H lives. So then we have to counter, you went to pick him up, obviously, or his mom took him to your house. So let's say you traveled 36 minutes to Kingsport. And Kingsport Allendale Pharmacy, Walgreens, it's just 12 minutes away. And if you went to Colonial Heights, Walgreens, it's 5 minutes away. Colonial Heights to Rogersville, 44 minutes drive. Stonecrest Apartments to Rogersville is about a 35-minute drive, 36-minute drive. Stonecrest Apartments to Warrior Park is 15 minutes. The point of the story is there's only one Walgreens in Rogersville, Candace. Why the fuck are you driving all over America to go to Walgreens? Which Walgreens did you go to? Because you see, you'd be backtracking to go way over here, 36 minutes to Rogersville. If you went to that Walgreens, why would you go to that one? Okay, stay woke. Stay woke. 35 minutes from Rogersville to Kingsport. But yet the state park is closest to Kingsport area, and those said to Walgreens. So you mean to tell me you all are driving 35 to 40 something minutes to a Walgreens? Because the Walgreens you say you went to is closest to Boy H's apartment and the park. Stonecrest Apartments, 16 or 15 minutes from the park. Stonecrest Apartments where Boy H lived. The moral of the story is, why are you going way out to a pharmacy when Rogersville has a pharmacy? I called tonight, Candace, and there's only one Walgreens in Rogersville. Yes, it is. 4325 Highway 66, which means you live in a small community whenever a damn highway is listed as an address. So why the hell are you going to a Walgreens way 35 minutes up the road or 44 minutes up the road? And then we find out those two Walgreens in Colonial Heights and Allendale, Kingsport are closest to Warrior State Park. In Allendale, Kingsport, Walgreens to Rogersville is 27 minutes. Colonial Heights, Walgreens is 44 minutes to your house. Stonecrest Apartments to Rogersville is 35 minutes. Stonecrest to Warrior Park is 15 minutes, 16 minutes. It's also said you took a lie detector test and you passed it. Your husband said you did, but he never said if he took it, if he passed. But yet you're the one lying. This is where we're confused. You're lying, but he's the mouthpiece. I'm confused. This apartment says it caters to seniors, but it does have a pool, playground, blah, blah, blah. Looks like a typical low-income Section 8 apartment that I've seen in Knoxville, Tennessee. $529 starting rent for that said apartment complex. Still trying to figure out why Bobby Lawson would be affiliated with an office there. So like I told somebody, perhaps he does security there. A rumor also says he has a lot of young girls in his peripheral, and he's been nowhere to be found in the past 4 days. Why is that, Bobby? Did you hear that some people were coming to investigate about Summer Wells? You decided to disappear, but you're the police. Why would the police go into hiding? Stay woke. Good old boy system, perhaps. A lot of foolishness pertaining to this case. Two months before the child's disappearance, you go take out a life insurance policy out, and you give the information that you're more concerned about your girl child than your other 3 boys, which makes no damn sense. Then we find out the grandfather has left Summer the property, his property, and not you. Why is that? You all don't have a good relationship. Did you knock your baby off to get the property and the insurance money? Because 2 months is a bit soon. But what you don't understand, because you are not a very bright person, I don't think, is that you got to have a body for all collections. Insurances are not about to give nobody no money because somebody is missing. You must don't watch True Crime or Lifetime or Netflix, or you don't go to the picture show, because you should know that already. Forensic Files, it's all the same. Oxygen, it's all the same. Got to have a body, Candace. And most states, the body has to be missing for 7 years before it can be claimed deceased by the law. Say what? 2:45 p.m. is the designated time between 6:30 p.m. on that 15th of June that we can allot for the time of this child and where everybody was. And now that I've brought you all the demographics of time, homegirl was doing some driving on June 15th. Stay woke. Shut up. And we don't know how far up in that holler she is in Rogersville, because I didn't get an address. As far as that Bobby Lawson, because I'm kind of jumping over everything, excuse me, I got all kind of notes. Some of you don't know that Bobby Lawson, and this is in no way to say that he's connected to the case and disappearance of the child, but he drives a red Tacoma, but it's a later model, earlier model, however you want to word it, 2017 Legend. So we're going to scratch you. But then somebody told me that there was a Monte Carlo in the picture in the beginning of the story. And you do have a Monte Carlo. Well, you used to have a Monte Carlo, Bobby Lawson, Sergeant of the Police Department of Kingsport. But then when somebody inquired about that Monte Carlo, they said, oh, he sold that. Well, when did you sell it? After the 15th, the 14th, the 13th. It is in no way to say that you are involved in the disappearance of the child, but we're going to throw it out there because somebody wanted me to mention. Somebody wanted me to mention. Apartments got bad reviews. Well, boy age stays, a lot of drug trafficking, druggies, needles, this and that. Not a great environment for a child, but in the end, people have to live where they have to live because that's the American way. You live where you can afford. A lot of people live in Section 8 housing, HUD housing, vouchers, so forth and so on. But perhaps this place isn't the best place for boy H, and maybe he needs to be somewhere else living. And obviously out of the care of Allison, because she's a walkie-talkie and she's immersed herself in this case by bringing forth he said, she said to YouTube, which she shouldn't be doing because the story is about Summer Wells. And you see, we wouldn't be talking about all these other entities if everybody had stayed out of the damn way and kept their damn mouth closed. I shouldn't be talking about a Bobby Lawson. I shouldn't be talking about the Stonecrest apartment. I shouldn't be talking about Boy H, his mother, who she slept with, or none of that. But because they don't want to quit talking, what choice did you give? He said, she said, what is the truth? I got a problem with the timeline. I got a problem with the motive. If I'm to believe, you purchased a life insurance for that child 2 months beforehand, that looks really, really bad. And the fact that you said you didn't have enough money to get a life insurance for your small children, that's BS. Doesn't cost a lot of money to bury small children because they don't need a big size casket when it's time to bury them. And you want me to believe that nobody can give you a good deal on life insurance for you and your kids and yourself and your husband? So you want me to also believe that you and Mr. Wells don't have life insurance for yourselves or the 3 boys? You just had life insurance for Summer Wells, 5 years of age, who is now currently missing. Everybody stay woke. I told you, everything you need to know is at the beginning of the story, not this other stuff. He said, she said, Pookie shot JR. Man, don't worry about all that. Don't worry about all that. Worry about what's been told to you, which were lies. And now we got the husband saying 2 weeks ago, oh, she passed a lie detector test. Well, okay. Well, she passed a lie detector test. Why is she spinning lies about what happened to the child when she went missing? How the hell did you forget what you did on the 15th? And there's something I want to say so badly, but I was advised not to, pertaining to that day and the timeline. But I will reveal it in the end. I will reveal, Candace. I will reveal it. Because you don't know what I know. And that's the gist of the story. You don't know what the queen knows about you and Allison. Don't make me tell it. Thank you all. If you want to donate to the channel, $BigAndrew 129. Cash App. Also, chats are welcome to the live. Thank you so much. You see, surveillance cameras of all parties, places, entities where you traveled on the 15th will tell the story. The pinging of the towers where you live will tell the story. All phone conversations, text messages will tell the story. What is the motive? Because I always say, what would be the reason to kill a 5-year-old? And if we're to bleed it now, lie number 3, you left her with the boys. So that still leaves it open to, where did you go? Where did you go to leave her now with the boys? Did you go off the property? Did you take a walk? Did you go skydiving off the mountain? Help me understand. Candace, where did you go? Was lie number 3. But yet your husband says you passed the polygraph. Well, I didn't hear it from the TBI, so I'm not going to believe anything Mr. Wells has to say. Because as I said, he is the walkie-talkie for this story line. And I'm tired of hearing him talk. And he needs to stop posting to social media because it's disrespectful. Because he wasn't there at the time of the disappearance, allegedly. And in the end, we do not know where Mr. Wells was. We do not know where Candace was. We do not know who else was in her peripheral, her company, the day that the child went missing. We do not know if the child went missing from the house, the basement, outside, planting flowers. We don't know nothing. And that's the point. Just a bunch of gibberish. And you see, had you all been quiet, we wouldn't have anything to talk about. Welcome to the madhouse. So much going on pertaining to this story. I'm going to try to be brief and check out of here. I'm trying to get somewhere and enjoy myself tonight. Yes. Uploaded content, June 23rd, 2021. Father missing 5-year-old Summer Wells said Candace Blythe passed a lie detector test. He told Channel 2 sister station, Channel 11, on Tuesday, June 22nd, that Blythe passed the polygraph test after going to the district attorney's office. My wife just left the district attorney's office with the FBI. She passed her lie detector test, he said. Then they told her to hurry down to the command center because they just got a tip. So we're freaking out right now. Staff at the Hawkins County, Tennessee District Attorney's Office confirmed to News 11 that Candace Blythe was at the office on Tuesday, but would not comment further. I'll wait. And as somebody once said, well, you know, law enforcement don't have to tell you who took a test and who passed it. So that is their discretion. I did hear that. So they don't have to tell us if she, Mr. Wells, or whomever took the test. They do verify that she was at the district attorney's office, but they're not saying if she took a test. And we already know, stay woke, that's not where they administer lie detector tests last time I checked, just from watching true crime TV programs, documentaries, they administer the test at the police station. Stay woke. Now, here's another version. WKRN.com is the source. Summer Utah Moon Wells, 3 feet tall, with blonde hair, who was believed to be barefoot. She was last seen Tuesday, June 15th, walking near her home in the Beach Creek community wearing a pink shirt and gray shorts. So now she's walking near her home. So what is near her home? Outside, in the driveway, the grass, down by the main road, past the road. You see, now here's another version. Walking near her home. I thought she was downstairs in the playroom. See, I told you. What did I tell y'all last night? It'd be another version before Tuesday. And I said it'd be another version before Sunday. And this is an older article. Uploaded to 23rd. So this was 6 days ago. We missed this, you guys. Lord, have mercy, I'm dead. She was planting flowers just before disappearance. This is what the father said. He spoke about what he remembers that night. But see, that makes no sense. How can he remember what happened that night, but he wasn't there? Stay woke. She was planting flowers with her mother and her grandmother, and she wanted to go into the house. So my wife watched her go into the door, and she went into the house. And the boys were on the internet, of course, and she wanted to go downstairs and play with her toys. So when her mother came in, she said Summer, and she went down to the basement. Let me read that again. So when her mother came in, and she says Summer, and she went down in the basement, and she didn't answer. So she went down there, and she was gone. Well, wait a minute. So now you're trying to tell me that WKRN don't know how to write an article? I thought she went downstairs. You hollered for her. She didn't answer. But your husband now says in this article, stay woke. So when her mother came in and she said, Summer, and she went down into the basement and she didn't answer. Well, now this article said you went down there with her. Okay. On Wednesday, June 16, TBI issued an Amber Alert for Summer after initially issuing an endangered child alert the night reported missing. Age 5, female, white, blonde hair, blue eyes, 3 feet, 40 pounds, Rogersville, Tennessee, June 15, 2021, NCIC number M476287498. I believe somebody snuck up on her and grabbed her. That's what Summer's dad thinks. TBI Public Information Officer Leslie Earhart reiterated this week that the circumstances leading to her disappearance remain unclear. So that means TBI don't even have an idea of how the child got gone. So although you got all these people talking, Miss Bly and her husband, TBI says, I don't know how she got gone. I don't know when she got gone. Yeah, definitely a walking mystery. While we've not ruled out abduction, we simply do not have any evidence at this point to confirm that what's occurred, says Earhart. For that reason, the ground search for Summer continues. It's possible that she wandered off and is lost and afraid. The agency said they have received over 200 leads in the investigation. Now, mind you, this was a week ago. As of Tuesday, foul play has not been ruled out at this time. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to contact the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department 423-272-7121 or TBI at 800-TBI-5. This is a week-old story with another version that I hadn't even seen. So you see, you can't keep up with all the articles because every week there's been an upload pertaining to Summer Wells. Every time I look up, my phone pings with a new story pertaining to Summer Wells. My phone pinged when I got off of the live with you all earlier, which I told you it would, because there's a pot on the stove boiling about this baby. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, they don't think positive in favor of life. I'm going to tell you that now. Too many versions. WKRN is the source for that information. Motive. Insurance policy. 2 months before the child went missing, or estate left to her. I'm trying to get verification of when the father passed away. In the end, Summer is the beneficiary of his property. 13 hours ago, uploaded content. WREG.com is the source. It's been nearly a month since a statewide Amber Alert was issued in Tennessee for 5-year-old Summer Moon Utah Wells. Wells' parents reported her missing the evening of Tuesday, the 15th of June, when she disappeared without a trace from their Hawkins County home in rural Northeast Tennessee. From family members to investigators, here's a look at some of the people in Summer's story so far in the search for the 5-year-old Rogersville girl as the investigation into her disappearance continues. The Wells family. The 5-year-old Rogersville girl was reported missing the evening of Tuesday the 15th. She disappeared from her home on Ben Hill Road in Beach Creek community. Summer's 3 feet tall, blonde hair, cut short, blue eyes. Her parents say she loves to play princess, but is very much a tomboy who keeps her brothers in line. Her mother described Summer as a boss of the family. 5-year-old was reported to be barefoot, wearing a pink shirt, gray shorts, before she went missing. Next, Don Wells, Summer's father. Wells stated he was at work on the afternoon of June 15th. He first spoke with reporters on June 18th, sharing what his wife, Candace Bly, told him that the daughter was doing before her disappearance. Planting flowers with her mother and grandmother, and she wanted to go into the house, so my wife watched her go to the door and she went into the house, Wells said. The boys were on the internet, of course, and she wanted to go downstairs and play with her toys. So when her mother came in and she said Summer, and she went down into the basement, same source I just mentioned before, same version, and she didn't answer, so she went down there and she was gone. Wells believes his daughter may have been kidnapped. Some bad person grabbed her, but we have no idea, said Wells. The FBI and the police have covered every single place. Everything that anybody can think of, they've covered. Well, you know, he believes in good Christians, so therefore, a good Christian didn't take her. Shut up, Queen. He reiterated that belief in June 28th interview. I knew right away that she was abducted. Okay. The FBI and the police have covered every single place, everything that anybody can think of. Will said the biggest fear is that Summer is being tormented somewhere. Was she not tormented at your house up there on that hill? Because that wasn't fine living up there. But hey, That's all the children knew. Shut up, Queen. Protective order filed against him 2020. October 2020, Wells' wife Candace filed for protective order against him, stating court documents that she was afraid for my children and myself. Arrest warrant obtained by News 2 states that a Hawkins County deputy responded October 14, 2020 to the home where Donald Wells lived with his wife and 4 children, including Summer, for a report of domestic assault. He was arrested and booked into the Hawkins County Jail on multiple charges, including domestic assault, possession of a handgun while under the influence and unlawful possession of a weapon. The Hawkins County Circuit Court Clerk's office confirmed Wells pleaded guilty to the charge of possession of a handgun while under the influence, but added to domestic assault and unlawful possession of a weapon. Charges were dropped April 2021. Wells spoke with Next Stars WJHL about the charges and protective order, saying that he had been in Utah and that he and Bly weren't on the same page due to the lack of communication. We worked it out. She apologized to me. She went to the district attorney. She even talked to the judge and told him that she made a serious mistake. You know, that's the end of it. Wells said, she didn't get hurt and I never hurt nobody. Well, you were drunk, had a loaded gun in the thing, but you didn't hurt nobody. Okay. And she apologized. Well, why the hell will I apologize for you being disruptive with me and drunk? I'll wait. Redneck Alex. Shut up, Queen. Wells' previous charges date back to 1990. In addition to Tennessee, Donald Wells has faced previous charges in Utah and Arkansas. In Arkansas, Wells was charged with possession of controlled counterfeit substances without a prescription and burglary between 2006 and 2007. So how in the hell you had counterfeit substances, fake drugs? I'm dead. Information obtained by Nextstar's KTVX shows that Wells faced multiple charges in Utah from 1990 to 2001. 11 years. He was charged with attempted aggravated assault, interfering with a public servant, forgery, burglary of a dwelling, and theft. When asked by WJHL if he would like to address his criminal history, Wells said it's in the past and we'll leave it there. Candace Bly, Summer's mother. Candace Bly and Don Wells, some of Wells' parents. Photo of them inside getting an interview done. Bly was planting flowers for Summer before she disappeared. On June 28, Bly spoke about her daughter's disappearance for the first time on camera, nearly 2 weeks after Summer was first reported missing. Me and my mother and her were planting flowers, and we went in after we got done washing our hands, and Summer got a piece of candy from Grandma, Bly said. Summer wanted to go back over and see her brothers, and I said, okay. And I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walking into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. So let me say this. They were planting flowers near Grandmama's camper, because when you say all the way over to the porch, like it was JR's mansion. Shut up, Queen. Yeah, all right. Bly said she asked the boys to watch the sister. She'd be right back. Okay, I'm tired of repeating that. Where did you go then? When you said, I'll be right back. You went back to finish planting the flowers? Okay. Within 2 minutes, I came back and I asked the boys where the sister was, and they said she went downstairs, Mom, to play with the toys in the playroom. Yeah, that dungeon. Summer's mother recalled yelling downstairs for the 5-year-old a few times, but never heard back from her, which Bly said was unusual for her daughter. I went downstairs. You know I'm making that part up. I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. Bly also believes Summer was abducted. Bly has stated she is certain Summer did not wander away from her home. I feel in my heart that somebody has come here, came up here and took her, has lured her away from here. She said she's scared that somebody's hurting her daughter. Whoever has my daughter, I pray and hope that they have not harmed her and they bring her back to us safe and sound. Bly said she, Summer, and family friend went swimming on June 15th. She posted a video of Summer swimming to her TikTok page on June 15th, the day her daughter was reported missing. Bly said they, along with family friend, were swimming for around 20 minutes while waiting to pick up a prescription for her mother. Bly added they returned home in the afternoon, but was not certain how many hours passed from the time they returned home and when Summer disappeared. You know, I really can't tell you all the time details, because time gets away from you when you're trying to enjoy yourself, Bly said during a June 28th interview. Mental health expert discusses trauma surrounding disappearance of Summer Wells. Bly passed the polygraph test according to Wells. Donald told WJHL on Tuesday, the 22nd of June. Bly passed a lie detector test after going to the district attorney's office. Bly, along with Summer's grandmother and 2 of her brothers, attended a prayer circle organized by the Kingsport community on July 6th. They did not want to be interviewed, but said they are thankful for all the prayers and support. Candace Harrod, Summer's grandmother. Harrod was also planting flowers with Summer. Harrod said stays in the camper on the property. According to Bly, Summer's grandmother was also planting flowers with them on the day of the young girl's disappearance. In a written statement released on June 25th, Harrod commented on the night of Summer's disappearance. Bring my grandbaby home. She's a lovely baby, and we're so thankful for everyone looking for her. We yelled and looked for her as much as we could. She's just gone. It's devastating. Josie, Wyatt, and Waylon, Summer's brothers. All three brothers were home the night Summer disappeared. Josie, 12, Wyatt, 11, Waylon, 9, were in the house the night of June 15, according to their mother. Bly said she played with her brothers all the time, especially Waylon. He misses his sister so much because he played with her all the time, says Bly. He was, I think, one of her favorites. During her 28th interview in June, Bly said the last few weeks had been devastating and heartbreaking with her sons. Investigators in Summer Wells search. Leslie Earhart, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Earhart is TBI's public information officer. She has stated during media briefings that the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remain unclear. During a June 24th briefing, Earhart said they couldn't discuss everything in the case in order to preserve the integrity of the investigation. We can't discuss everything we are doing and have done to find Summer. Tim Coop, incident commander. The incident commander ground search in the Summer Wells case. Church Hill Rescue Squad Captain Tim Coop. In a June 27th release, Coop stated crews are scaling back search operations. Coop said the search efforts will continue on a more specialized team basis as needed and directed from local, state, federal agencies. Ronnie Lawson, Hawkins County Sheriff. At a June 24th briefing, the Hawkins County Sheriff has addressed the mental, emotional, and physical toll search has been taken on the crews, but they would continue. We're going to find Summer. Did I call him Bobby? Well, I thought somebody said that was a sergeant. I don't know who I'm talking about. Shut up, Quinn. During the same briefing, he starts reaching out to officials with important information rather than relying on social media. I know there's a lot of social media posts going on out there, but they are absolutely useless unless these people that are 100% positive call 1-800-TBI-5. That means nothing. Though operations have been scaled back, Lawson said Hawkins County detectives and agents of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation are continuing to check every possible lead. Others, David Dotson, family friend. Dotson attends church with the Wells family and told WJHL he was called to their home on the night Summer went missing. He also described a nightly ritual that he does as he prays for Summer's safe return. I sit out at night as the sun sets and I play a song for Summer. Dotson took Summer's brothers to play putt-putt last month to help lift their spirits. I took them to the putt-putt golf course here in Kingsport just to try to let them have a peaceful day away from the search and rescue teams going on the property and the agents coming up. He was also in attendance at the July 6th prayer circle while the family didn't speak that night. He did. The family, they need that support. A lot of negativity has been said and it affects the mother, father, the children, and we just want to focus on getting Summer back. That's the main thing, said Dotson. From speaking with Candace and Don, the boys, obviously, they just want Summer back and they just want her safe. Return back and just keep on praying. Timothy Etherton, prayer circle organizer. Etherton is a member of the Kingsport community and is the one who organized the July 6th prayer circle. Members of the family attended. God put this on my heart to bring the community together and pray as a team. I know people on Facebook have been praying too, but I just don't feel that's enough, said Etherton. I also want to pray for her family as well. Just pray for Candace and the boys and Donald because they need it too, just as Summer does. Mental health expert discusses trauma surrounding the disappearance of Summer Wells. Etherton said he's planning to host another prayer circle soon and hopes more churches and people can become involved. We all should come together because it says in the Bible, in Matthew 18:20, Jesus said himself, where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, there he is also. Rosemarie Bly, Candace Bly's missing sister. And in this said article, you will see a post of Miss Bly, Rosemarie, who is currently missing. Candace Bly's sister, Rosemarie Bly, has been missing since 2009. But investigators say there's no evidence that indicates the two cases are connected. According to the FBI, Rosemarie last seen leaving her residence in St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin on August 21st, 2009. 5 days later, her vehicle was found in a tractor-trailer parking lot 30 miles from her home. Bly said she was between Arkansas and Tennessee at the time of her sister's disappearance. I don't know all of what happened or what did happen, but I hope that they find her too and bring her home safely too. Donald Wells also spoke with WJHL about his sister-in-law's missing person case. She disappeared without a trace. They haven't found anything. They haven't found a body, nothing. When you see cases like that, that's why I lose hope in summer. You know, I want to keep hope, but sometimes I just lose hope and I think, well, maybe we'll never see her again. Potential witness. Investigators are still looking for the driver of a red or maroon Toyota Tacoma with a full bed ladder rack that was in the area around the time Summer disappeared. The TBI stresses that the driver is a potential witness, not a suspect. The pickup is possibly a 1998 2000 maroon or red Toyota Tacoma with a full bed ladder rack along with white buckets in the truck bed. A June 26 TBI release states. Bly spoke about the search for the truck at the end of June. I wish they would come forward and explain themselves. If you're not a suspect, at least come forward and say what you've seen. While Summer's parents believe she was abducted, TBI maintains the circumstances surrounding the girl's disappearance remain unclear, and investigators have not ruled out foul play. Anyone with information on the whereabouts is asked to contact the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, 423-272-7121 or TBI, 800-TBI-5. Very winded article. This is the said information uploaded 13 hours ago by Sebastian Posey. WKRN. Said photos of the missing girl are in the said article. And one is the photo of her sitting in the back seat of that car that everybody's running crazy with, saying she was deceased allegedly. Thank you for the super chats. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. I want to thank you all for joining me. This is a crazy story. As I state to you, the information I brought to you tonight pertaining to a will from the grandfather, insurance policy, rumors of this Lawson person, sergeant, possibly being corrupt, girls hanging around him all the time, having an office at the said apartment complex where Boy H lives, cahooting and shanooting with Miss Allison, numerous calls to her address, numerous 911 calls to the Wells address. What in the hell is going on up in Kingsport and the Holla is beyond me. And I think all these people are in cahoots with each other. They know each other. They done fell out. They done slept with each other. They done done a whole lot of everything. But the sad part is a 5-year-old is missing. And their only focus is gossiping on Facebook and jumping up on people's channels on YouTube, getting 5 minutes of fame when they need to sit their asses down and take that energy and run around and try to find that little girl. But see, guess what? You ain't gonna go look for something that you already know where it is. Stay woke. Stay woke. I ain't gotta go look for her. I already know where she is. Shut up, Amy. That's said information. Recap. 4 Walgreens in the area. Only 1 Walgreens in Rogersville. Why would you travel 30 minutes to 44 minutes to a Walgreens? I did my homework. I did my homework. And I know country folk ain't trying to drive a long way nowhere. Now, although they know they're living in rural America, things will be farther out because they're not in a demographic, what is the word I'm looking for? Metropolis. So they're going to drive a little ways to go to the doctor, the dentist. But nonetheless, why would I want to drive 30 minutes or more to get a prescription for myself or my elderly parents? Hell to the no. I'm going to try to go to the first available pharmacy close to me. Especially in bad weather. You're back in that holler, the road's ice over. You want to drive 30 minutes to 44 minutes to the nearest pharmacy for what? And as I told you, Rogersville is 36 minutes to Kingsport. Kingsport Pharmacy, Allendale is 12 minutes from Warriors Path. Colonial Heights Walgreens is 5 minutes from Warriors Path. So the lie that's been spun, allegedly, or version, is that Walgreens was right near Warriors Path. So we took a dip while we waited for the medicine to be made. So that means she was either the Allendale Kingsport Pharmacy or Colonial Heights, which is 3900 something Henry Drive. I'm tired of reading this stuff. This shit is stupid to me. Warriors Path is 5 minutes from Colonial Heights Pharmacy, 12 minutes from Allendale Kingsport Walgreens Pharmacy. So which one did you go to, Candace? Colonial Heights or Allendale Kingsport? And the apartment complex is probably 35 plus minutes away from Rogersville. Stonecrest, as I said, 35 minutes away from Rogersville. So you did what? You drove to Rogersville first, picked up Boy H, scooted on over to the pharmacy to drop off the medicine, and then you went to either what? Which pharmacy did you go to drop off the medicine before going to Warriors Path? And as I told you all, there's only 4 Walgreens in the area, only 1 Walgreens in Rogersville. So what I have to ask myself, you made a comment by saying Warriors Path is close to the pharmacy, like right close, like right across the street where you worded it. So that means you either went to Colonial Heights Walgreens, which is 5 minutes away, or Allendale Kingsport Pharmacy Walgreens, which is 12 minutes away. Which one did you go to? And why in the hell do you have medicine for your mother 35 plus minutes away when there is a Walgreens in Rogersville on 4325 Highway 66? The only Walgreens in Rogersville. You have to go out of Rogersville to the next Walgreens. And I called Walgreens in Rogersville, Goofy, and they told me the next Walgreens is in Allendale, Kingsport, and Colonial Heights. So why would you go all the way out of Rogersville for a prescription? You would have done that naturally in your own town, whether you were picking up Pookie, Ray Ray, Shamiqua, friends with this one, that one. Time frame, 2:45 p.m. to 6:30 is allegedly the hours that this child went missing. In no way am I right mind, after these different versions I've brought to you and sources with local news sources, not Pookie, not Ray Ray, not Allison, not nobody. Real news sources where this goofy woman has told these people the news, different versions of that night, plus the 911 dispatch. Now we're on lie number 4 versions. And yet your husband says you passed a lie detector test from the district attorney's office, but yet he never said he took a test. Nobody else took a test. So why would I believe you passed a lie detector test, but you spun at least 4 lies pertaining to the night, day, afternoon your child went missing? You want me to believe that somebody crawled up that dusty hill and stole your baby while you, your mother, and 3 other children were on the property, and nobody heard a sound out of somebody walking, driving up the drive, entering the house, and stealing your child allegedly from the basement? And if I am to believe that a villain, phantom, stole her, kidnapped her, lured her, that means somebody knew you and had been invited up there and knew she played in that room and knew they could get away to get her out of there and down the drive and away from your residence. And I refuse to believe that. You have spun more lies, but yet your husband says you passed the lie detector test. He didn't take the test, did he, or did he not? Did you kill your child for the insurance money? But see, what you don't understand is you got to have a body in order to claim the insurance money. 2, no one is going to pay you without a body. 3, no one is going to pay you knowing the child's been missing. There will be an investigation. There will be an autopsy. 4, what estate is going to give you anything with Summer's name on it and she's missing? Too much speculation and innuendos to give you insurance money and will the estate to you, because there's a reason your father didn't will you the damn property. "36 minutes from Rogersville to Kingsport, Tennessee. Only one Walgreens pharmacy in the area. Now, perhaps there are other pharmacies that she could have gone to. So that means you would have lied, because Walgreens was the name I heard of where you went and got your medicine. 4 other pharmacies in the near area, but all are 27 or so minutes away to 44 minutes away from Rogersville, Tennessee. Only 2 are in close proximity to Warriors Path Park, 12 minutes away, 5 minutes away. And that leads one to believe, why would you have a pharmacy all the way in Colonial Heights or Allendale, Kingsport, when there's one in Rogersville, Tennessee? I want to thank you all for joining me. Donate to the channel, the cause, the dream of everyday shenanigans. $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. All super chats are welcome during the live. God bless all of you and thank you for your support. It's been 2 years this month that I came to YT with a dream of doing me, bringing content, information to the general public. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your support and those who hung in with me day one. Many of you were not there day one because nobody knew who I was 2 years ago this month. But nonetheless, my claim to fame came from talking about a missing child out of Alabama by the name of Camille McKinney Cupcake. And that is when people came to know Everyday Shenanigans. And I want to thank those followers from Alabama and all over the world who followed the content. And I want to thank Planet of Fakes, who is no longer living. He was sharing my content on his channel, which got me more views, likes, and subscribers. Amen. I am almost at 7,000 subscribers as I speak. And I want to thank you, and I'm humbled. Candace Bly Wells, you have spun too many lies in the past 3 weeks pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells, and I don't believe that you passed a lie detector test. I would have to see it in ink to believe it. I do not know who you know and don't know in that area. If you passed your child off, sold your child, but I do believe you have knowledge of where she is and where she can be located. And if there was indeed an accident on that property pertaining to Summer, you still covered up her death, which is abuse of a corpse. And no sane, decent human would even do that if indeed they loved their child. They would call 911 no matter what happened. So that leads me to think that it's deliberate. So I don't really care about a lie detector test being passed by you allegedly. And what is the truth pertaining to Kingsport Police Department? Are these people crooked? Are they in cahoots with doing mischievous things? Are they blackmailing and telling women not to call for domestic situations? Is Boy H's mother, Allison, in cahoots with this Lawson sergeant? Because why are so many calls going after her address, but she still has custody of her children? So many calls made to the Wells house, but they still have custody of their children. What the hell is going on with these separate police departments? Is there corruption? And Mr. Lawson, they say you like to keep the company of young women. There's always young women around you. There have been people trying to locate you, to talk to you pertaining to the case. You've been a no-show and a vanishing act the past 4 days. Why is that? Did a birdie put something in your ear that somebody was coming and knocking? And why would you be on this property of this said housing development pertaining to Allison and Boy H? What is your stake there? Are you security there? What is the truth? Some people like this place, some people don't. Allegedly, they've cleaned up the place. I don't know the truth because I'm not there, but I'm just letting you know. Somebody wanted me to put this information out there to you, that there's some hanky-panky going on with this general area of Rogersville and Kingsport, Tennessee, and the Kingsport Police Department that they have information that perhaps this police department is unsavory. And I don't know why it would even come to play, because we're talking about Rogersville. But because Boy H's mother has been running her mouth, now we've got people chatting out of Kingsport about the police department. You see how one thing begets another. That's why you don't go to Facebook gossiping, because the story is not about you. It's about Summer Wells. What is the motive? Is there foul play pertaining to Summer Wells? Are her parents involved in her disappearance? Are there others in cahoots with her disappearance? Are there others who have knowledge of her disappearance and where she can be located? Is this an issue of two parents conspiring to get real estate and insurance money and off their child? And why would you only get life insurance for one child and not your other 3 boys? Because possibly you didn't want her around anymore. She was the common denominator. And out of the blue, 2 months later, she is missing and possibly gone forever. I pray this is not true. 2 months getting a life insurance policy before a child goes missing is very suspect. Suspect indeed. Prayers for the search team, TBI, those who are actually concerned about the welfare of Summer, those who have actively helped to search. I pray that she's found. But the sick part of the story is, if she is found, where is she going to go? So y'all didn't think about that. It's the same question I asked with the Cal City boys. If indeed they are found, where would they go? We can believe what we want about these people, judge them because of their lifestyle, the secrets that have come out about them, say to ourselves, they don't need these kids. If the children are alive, they don't need the kids returned to them. But the state will be the one to make that decision. And I do believe the state needs to finally step up in this case of Boy H and Candace and Don Wells' children, and do the right thing and put those kids in care of somebody that can do a better job. Like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments on my community posts. Thank you all for joining me. God bless all of you. Stay safe. Have a happy, safe weekend. You see something, say something. Don't let this be another Summer Wells, Cal City, Malia Davis. Don't. All you have to do is make one phone call. Put a stop to the madness. That's all you have to do. Remain anonymous. Chad Carr, 32, missing from East Tennessee Foundation, 1105 Dutch Valley Road, 2 months in. Tashina Kyle, 27, missing from Knoxville, Tennessee, Wilson Road, currently missing. If you see something, say something. All it takes is a phone call. God bless you. This is Everyday Shenanigans.